Greetings, greetings, everyone. Greetings. Um, I definitely want to talk about what I've been seeing in society, um, and on social media, and I think it's to a point to where it's gotten out of hand, to a point to where we have lost insight on what reality is. It's like we're all living in a fantasy land. We're scared to face reality. We are scared to allow reality to even come in our presence. So I just want to say that this is family talk. This is family conversation. And I think we need to have more of that because we just not having enough of it. And to be honest with you, I think we have just lost a sense of urgency in our actions. And today, the topic is going to be about it's going to hurt your feelings. It's going to be something that you might or might not like. And that's fine too. And um, you might not like it. You might like it. But at the end of the day, it's only the truth. And the truth is that you have to understand something. Today's women feel like they are more mighty than their man. And I say that it's because today's women feel like they are greater than a man. They don't need no man, and a man can't do nothing for them. So you got women of today saying they're not going to go a certain place to eat. You got women talking about they not going here, they not going there. How you gonna choose where you wanna eat at when you lay up with a no good nigga? How you gonna choose when your baby dad is not even paying no type of child support? How you gonna decide what you talking about you don't want, what you gonna do, but yet your pH balance is off? See, you all don't wanna have these conversations. All you wanna talk about is if a dude ain't taking me out, if he ain't got no money, he can't get nothing, he ain't getting no leg, he ain't getting nothing. But yet, you don't even know your own body. And some might say that I'm always sound like I'm degrading women. I hate women. But it's the only image that y'all put out. Y'all put out these images that, that y'all the only ones in society that make stuff go around. And then the thing about it is, how you gonna say that a man is not on your level when you living in a project? How you gonna say a man is not on your level when you're on the third grade education? How is this stuff? And this is what I say. Before you can even put yourself on a status, and I'm not degrading no women. I'm really not. But look at yourself. This is always family talk with me. I'm not doing anything to try to belittle any woman or anything like that. People always tell me, you always talk about women. You always do that. But women got to understand something. They are the ones who are the earth. They are the ones that produce. They are the ones that carry a child in their womb for 9 months. Why is it that how can you put stipulations on somebody and you not even on a certain level? So I want to say, look at our women of today. You have so much fake stuff on you, but yet you put stipulations on it. You got fake hair, fake eyes. I seen one young lady, she had contacts on her eyes that they used to back in the 80s. They used to wear the green contacts, the blue contacts, the light green contacts. And yet you want a man to come with all this, but yet you have not got anything together. And this does not refer to all women. Some women know how to respect a man. Some women know how to handle men, not with no arrogance or cockiness. Some women of today know how to understand a man because you got to remember it's hard for a man to date a woman. We cannot say that it's easy for a man, a real man, because someone wants to be little faggots anyway. So you cannot, you know, the real men. I'm talking to the real men. And the real men of today, we allow our vulnerability to come to a woman that we know that we are comfortable with. But today's woman has put so much pressure or belittle a man or downgrade a man because he got himself together and you don't. But you would turn around and make the man feel bad about what he's doing in life. And then you have that man, not saying he's insecure, but this man start questioning himself like, did I make the right decision? You got women of today just really don't understand who they are. And we just having this is just family talk. This is nothing to hurt nobody's feelings. But we all got to face reality. We cannot constantly continue to live and think that this society is cool with the women are doing to the black men, the real black men. I saw something on TikTok that a young woman sitting in a car, the guy said, we going to a certain restaurant. And she said, I'm not getting out the car. From that point on, I would have told that woman, get out my car, catch a Uber, catch a Lyft, because I tried to take you on a nice date, but you was late. How can you take 20 hours to put on makeup, fix your fake hair, adjust your boobs, adjust your fake BBL? That means you don't have no respect for nobody else, none but your time, because you feel like your time is more valuable than anybody on the planet. This is why I say we continue to think that, and we just got to go along with what they doing and what they saying to us. It's not my fault that you didn't choose uh, the right decisions in life. You want to continue to uh, be around low life people, then that's what you choose to be around because you are what you attract. And sometimes people would get in their feelings. Sometimes people would say, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, shut up. You hating on somebody. No, it's not a point of hating. It's just a point of let's look at reality. Sometimes our women feel though that just because you got a vagina between your legs, you think you run the household. And then you do have some men that are weak when it comes to what's between a woman's legs. And women, if you knew your wealth or your worth, you would not be opening your legs up to any and everybody. Because one thing is still gonorrhea out here. There's still syphilis out here. There's still AIDS out here. And then when you lay with a dirty man that have not washed himself, he's going to knock your pH balance off. Now you gonna come up with a yeast infection. Now you're gonna come up with an infection that you're gonna spread to the next man. Some women of today don't even know what a pH balance is. Some women of today don't even know what they mean when they got cottage cheese coming out their cat. They think it's cum. And this is why I say we as so-called in the black culture, we have demolished, we have destroyed our black women. This is why they had lost hope in the black man because they look at something else as their hero. The Cardi B's, the Little Kims, the Spice Girl. All these women are degrading little whores. Now, women, just because you have a child does not make you a super mom. It just make you more responsible. And some of us are not are responsible. Some are out we're teaching our kids how to emulate or uh, look at an image that's not real. We teach our little kids how to be little whores. We are training our little girls to be little whores. And we co-sign on how to show them, how to develop them, how to create a little whore. We put fake hair on our kids. So before I go in that, just because you had a child at the age of 15 and now you hit your 20, 25, 26, 27, and the child is about 3 or 4, and you allow your child to listen to all kinds of music, even make TikTok about how to be a whore. And then we think it's cute when our young little girls jumping up on men's lap. That's not their daddy. We are teaching our little women, grooming them to be young prostitutes as they get older. This is why there's no shame in the so-called black culture as far as women walking out the house naked. Let me see you walk out the house naked now. It's cold outside. So, what are you doing to change the so-called culture? Not only music, but within your household, within you. You got to remember, like I always say, this is just family talk. This ain't no. I always want to say that because people will report my page saying I'm degrading women. I'm calling people out their name. But hey, I only call it like I see it. If you want to be a first class whore, then that's you. But don't allow that run down to your kids. Sometimes we are so excited that we had a child. You created that child. But now that child's gonna grow up to be a little whore. Some of y'all gonna debate. You allow your child to wear booty shorts. The child ain't out the womb yet. Still got a pamp on. You allow the child to wear booty shorts, halter tops. And then you got the ears pierced. That's not what the ears are made for. Look how we are training our young women of today. That's my child. You can't tell me how to raise my child. Who are you to tell me how to raise my child? You ain't nobody. You're right. But society don't get a hold of that child at the age of 12 or 13 and treat her like a first class. So this is why I'm telling you, young women of today, what's the matter with you? Get a hold of yourself. Don't let nobody keep coming up in your vineyard and the farmer is some trash. Some of y'all say that, hey, I'm gonna have a baby by this dude and I'm gonna put him on child support. Do you understand that when you put somebody on child support, they're only allowed to pay certain money? And like I think in DC, if the baby daddy don't have a job, he got to pay $50 a month. So he feel though I don't have to pay $50. If I pay the $50, hey, I ain't doing nothing else for that child. Women, you got to hold yourself accountable. You cannot continue to allow this stuff going on in your life. And you wonder why your life is shambles. Because you're messing with a flea. You're messing with a crab. And a crab is something that eats at the bottom of the sea, bottom feeders. You open your legs up to a crab, to a what you call it? A bed bug that's gonna suck the life out of you. And then you're gonna be itching after he dropped the seed off. Because now you're gonna be itching, wondering your head now, wondering where you gonna how you gonna pay for this child. This is what I'm telling you. It's not degrading. It's just family talk. Something more that we need of. And I know one thing with the black folks, we don't like nobody telling us what to do because we feel that we're grown. We cannot. Who are you? This is why I'm telling you, women, instead of you going out to the club, dropping the baby off at your mama house or your grandmama house or your brother or your or aunt house, be a mother to your child. Be a mother to your child. And to the women that have these young boys. See, the thing about it is, what I'm learning is that when these women have these boys, they want to protect them, which they supposed to, but they're not guiding them to a right decision. So a single mother that has two boys, she can't teach them boys how to be a man. But then the baby father is somewhere else making other babies, left you taking care of these two boys. This is why some men of today that grew up from little boys that say they grew up to a man, this is why they can't function. Because you have the mother trying to protect the child. Even if he's grown, your mother condone the dumbness that you do. You got mothers of today, knowing their sons out here making all these babies. What they do, they go out here and get abortions for their son. I got you, son. Don't worry about it. You can live with me forever. I saw something on Facebook where guy's 30 years old and her and her boyfriend paying all the bills in the house. And the kid is 30 years old, living with his mama. And the mother comes back and say, "This is my child. You can go, but my child is going to stay here." First of all, you got a 30-year-old man living in your household. And then the kid come back and say, "This my mama house. I can live here as long as I want." Now, this is why I say women of today, they shield these young kids that grow up to be a so-called man, condone the dumbness that they do. Soon as they go out and get in trouble, they be right there to bond them out. When you gonna hold your child responsible? Because why? The child don't see yourself holding yourself accountable. When the parents don't hold themselves accountable, what you think the kid's gonna do? Because the kid gonna throw in your face, "Hey, I see you do it, so why are you saying something to me?" And it's okay. But when society get a hold of them, society got a place for them. Detention centers, preparing their mind for the bigger jail. And once they get in the bigger jails, they become someone's girlfriend. Because why? Because now they're looking for mama to come get them out of jail. You didn't kill somebody. Now mama can't do nothing for you because mama shielded you from the time you left the womb to the time you came a teenager into a fake man. But see, these are conversations that folks don't like having. We can talk about all the silly stuff. We can talk about the next club we're gonna go to. We're gonna talk about the next comedy show we're gonna go to. But we do not like having conversations that's gonna hurt your skin. Conversation like this needs to be had in the household of today. You won't have teen pregnancy so high. You won't have homosexuals running so high. You won't have these kids out here robbing people. If people hold themselves accountable, the world of today, there's no accountability in the universe. And then if you try to hold them accountable, you've been a bad parent. or you're just a mean person. There's no accountability. That's why these young kids of today don't have no fear of going to somebody's house or going to steal a package or somebody's porch. There's no fear. This is why they can shoot at the police. This is why they can run from the police. It's no fear. As a child is growing, you have to put some type of fear in that child because that child is going to demolish you when he get older. He's going to hurt your feelings. He's going to degrade you and embarrass you out in public. So where's the accountability with the parents first? Ain't no need you getting on TV or start a GoFundMe talking about my child was a good child and your child just robbed somebody. That's why he's sitting up in a funeral home because he tried to rob somebody or take somebody's car or rob a bank or rob a grocery store. But yet you keep hollering, he ain't hurt nobody. He ain't do nothing. And the thing about it is, look at these young kids. Back then in the 70s, growing up and going into the 80s, we was built to see our parents strung out on drugs. We was built to handle it. We knew that we had to step up. But you got kids of today. You got parents smoke more weeds than the kids do. You got parents that's alcoholics. You got kids that are dealing with this in their homes. This is why they all out of control. It's because they can't deal. Their parents feel like I raised you, you can do it this your life. No, just because a child's 18 doesn't make that child grown. That child still might be 18 in age, but still have a mind of a 13-year-old. These kids of today have no guidance to a point to where they're just guiding themselves down a dark road, trying to feel their way into this universe, trying to feel their way out to make themselves feel wanted. But society is not going to make you feel like that. Society is going to make you feel so bad. Society is going to make you feel like you better get with this program or we're going to leave you behind. And then you got a lot of kids of today that's so easy to be influenced because they see their friends doing. You got kids out here, straight A students, but that peer pressure because they see the baddest chick being attracted to the bad boys. I'm telling you, it's to a point now that if we in the so-called culture stop looking at these rap people and stop looking at these so-called fake preachers, take take your homes back. Take responsibility for your homes. Get off the weed, get off the drinking, get off the saying this your uncle. Take your homes back. Take your household back by any means necessary. Because we are not having conversations to hurt our kids. We are having conversations to soothe them over with their mess. I remember back then you had to be in the house before those lights came on. And the people that's in my age bracket know our parents or grandparents were not playing. If you're not in the house by a certain time, you might as well take off your clothes because you know it's coming. Look at society. They took away how to discipline your child. I'm not saying beat the skin off your child. What I'm saying is you got to put your hands on kids, not to hurt them, but let them know what you're doing is wrong. And I'm not promoting no violence towards your kids, but that's how the kids in the 70s grew up. It wasn't no talking no 2 and 3 times. It wasn't none of that. Your grandma will your parents say do something, you better get up and do it. It wasn't no, "Man, I get to it." "Oh, man, man, look, don't keep harassing me, man." Man, back up off me. You too close. But yet you in my house eating my food, running my water, taking my heat, and you gonna tell me what you're not gonna do in my house. And then you got some parents that are truly, truly scared of their kids. They are afraid of their kids. Something they created. They are afraid. The kids of today, they don't believe in curfew. Only time they believe in it is when they got an ankle monitor to their leg. That's the only time they that's the only time they're aware of it. But they disrespect the parents. Why? Because the parents allow them to be their friend, drinking, smoking, and they allow it. And every time you see this stuff, you got to say, this is a shame. Parents of today want to baby their kids. They want, oh, that's my child. We know that's your child, but your child is going to grow up. And once that child grow up, you're not going to like how it grew up. That child is going to be so defiant to you and disrespectful. And you're going to wonder, I never raised you like this. No, because you want to be the child friend. How is it something you created? How can you be a friend to something you created? You want to buy them the latest clothes. You spend $400 and $500 on a pair of jeans, $300 on a pair of tennis shoes, but yet you have not educated your child how to save. I can say 60% of black folks teach their kids how to balance a checkbook, how to save a dollar, how to determine what you want, but not what you need. You don't need no fancy clothes. Just be grateful that God gave you the strength in your body to even wake up. Some of us feel though that if we not our child's friend, they don't love us. And sometimes your kids just gonna fall away from you. And like to me, I can speak on the experience because my daughters, and like I say, I always want to be transparent on my podcast because the truth hits me just as well. I'm talking, but my daughters, I love them, but I'm not gonna let you continue to think you're gonna disrespect me. I can say, yeah, you wasn't raised up like that, but these kids feel obligated and privileged that you continue got to take care of them. You continue got to do that. No, you're not no 5 and 6 year old no more. But yet we want to buy our kids cars. We want to buy our kids. You got to remember when you from the womb keep buying these kids these expensive things. You got to remember, especially with black folks. I don't care you get mad, especially with black folks. We wanna always wanna show where we got a little bit of money. We always wanna show it off. We always wanna make like, yeah, my child gonna wear the best. You don't even realize you setting your child up for failure. You wanna set your child up for failure. So now from the womb till they come of age, you bought them all the designer clothes, you bought them all the jewelry. You gotta keep this up. You gotta keep this habit that you gave. It's like a crackhead. If a crackhead smoke crack from the age of 10 into adulthood, now you have fed that crackhead for so long. How can you change a crackhead unless they want to change? And some more crackheads ain't gonna change because they gonna tell you to your face, hey man, you been giving me the drugs the whole time. So how you gonna preach to me to get all drugs and you feed me the drugs? This is how our kids are today. You feed them with the fancy clothes, the fancy jewelry, the fancy cars. Then when they become of age, now they can't support themselves because why? They're looking for mama and daddy to take care of them. So now you say, I want my child to have what I didn't have. You know, the most thing you can teach your child, the most number one thing, knowing God, and number two, teaching them respect themselves. If you don't respect yourself, how you think somebody else gonna respect you? You don't have respect just because you toting a gun. You don't have respect because you think you the baddest kid on the block. That doesn't make you bad. That make you stupid. That make you ignorant because you're trying to gain popularity through the streets, and but you done lost your respect and dignity and through the whole process. And then how can I be loyal to you and respect you when you don't even respect yourself because you smoking a 20 packs of cigarettes a day, smoking 2 pounds of weed a day, drinking 6 bottles of the best alcohol that's on the planet. That does not make you smart. That just makes you dumb. And I know some gonna say, Ronnie, there's nothing wrong with drinking, um, have a little casual drinking. There's nothing wrong with it. It is something wrong because over time, when your kidneys give out, your liver give out, and now you want to call on God. God, I know you hear me. You are a good God, but yet you send up on dialysis. But you got to think about the consequences. We are not allowing our kids to face consequences anymore. We are allowing them to do whatever they want to do and tell them, hey, you're my child. For example, most women that got young men, they allow their young men girlfriend to come over and allow the young girl to spend the night, but she got to sleep on the couch. You are starting something that you cannot shut down. Here it is, you allow the girlfriend to come over. When you're not home, that girlfriend still gonna come over, and then she end up pregnant because you wasn't home to monitor the situation. Now the child is pregnant. How is it that we celebrate having kids out of wedlock more than we celebrate a marriage couple having kids? Where did we come up? It's only in the black culture because I'm gonna tell you something. Black folks are the most creative people on the planet. And all I want to say is some of y'all gonna still come from it. You know I don't care. You know I don't give a rat's tail because at the end of the day, it's the truth. Black folks are the most creative people on the planet. We come up with these ginger releases. We come up, we want to have a big bash, king and queen chair, throne sitting up in the rec center. You got balloons all laying all around. But yet, don't nobody got no money saved because all you want to have baby shower for because you want to collect everything you can from that baby shower. The pampers, the wipes, the t-shirts. Because then you got a bum looking like, yeah, yeah, dog. My girl having a baby shower and you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, you should come, man. And then reality kicks in. That nigga gone 2 days later. You calling him on his cell phone. This my nuisance baby mother, man. Then when he answered the phone, what you want, man? What I want, we got a child here, man, that needs pampers. Man, you ain't get no pampers. I thought we had enough pampers at the baby shower. Now, how long do you think that's supposed to last? We set up here and condone all this stuff what society said is okay. we sit up here and say it's okay for women to keep opening their legs to every Tom, Dick, and Hank. What man, and this to you ladies, only you know your body count. Only you know how many times you open your legs up to a man. What makes you think a real man that got himself together, is financially stable, he got his stuff together? What makes you think that he want to be with you and your cootie cat look like this glass? You ain't got no walls. And some of y'all would say, he should have a bigger manhood. Come on, lady. If your walls is gone, what makes you think you're gonna get a real man? A real man is not gonna want you. Because first one, he's not gonna allow you to come and interfere with his paper. He's not gonna allow you to keep coming in trying to spend his money and saying that we are a team. But you have not brought nothing to the team, nothing but 4 kids and a womb that's looking like this. Do you really think this guy gonna be with you? No. You might as well just go back to your baby daddy, someone who's gonna put up with your attitude. And it's crazy. How can you have a nasty attitude when you the one got 4 kids by 4 different dudes? How can you have the attitude? How dare you? I just want to say, take a long look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, self, am I presenting myself for a nice man to come in my way or even look my way? Listen, lady, real men of today don't want no woman with no fake hair. Real men of today don't want no broke woman. Real men of today don't want no uneducated woman. They can't help the child to do one plus one, and you saying the answer is three. Don't no real man want no woman that's mouthy all the time. Don't no real man want no woman that's always insecure issues with herself. I called you about 10 times and you still ain't answer your phone. What real man is going to deal with that? So look, stay with your baby daddy. That's going to put up with this crap that you're talking. Because at the end of the day, those are ones that's going to put up with it. Those are ones that's going to say, man, look, you better stop tripping. Man, no. A real man is going to tell you, look, I ain't got time for this. Hey, I wish you the best in life, but between me and you, it's just not working. What? And then what you do? Try to break up everything in his house, bust his car windows out, flatten his tires. But yet, it's your fault because you the one that did not have your stuff together. And I get it. We all got to go through life and we got to go through changes to find ourselves, to understand ourselves. But this life here, it will take your lifetime to get to know yourself. And you got some parents of today have not taught our black women what is a pH balance. You can't continue to drink sodas, drink juice, eat bad food, and think your pH balance is going to be correct. Come on. Let's be for real. This is what I say. This is the conversation that we need to have. We cannot keep having conversation or just having fun. And we keep saying we're doing everything for the culture, for the culture, for the culture. But yet the culture will shoot me as soon as I look at them wrong or step on their shoe or bump them. We keep saying the culture. Well, what about the culture? I say forget the culture. Because you know why? Because as individuals, we got to make decisions for ourselves. We everybody want to be like everybody else. There's nobody want to step outside the rim. Everybody want to be the same. How is it, women? You walk around with a blonde wig, you black as midnight. You walk around with a green wig on your head, an orange wig, a gray wig. And I'm not only talking about the young women, I'm talking to your old folks too, especially the ones that's in the churches. I'm talking to you too. I'm not gonna leave you out because the older women supposed to teach the young ones how to carry themselves and prepare themselves to how to be a good wife and a good mother. But you got the older ones just as worse as the young ones that want to be old hoes. Look at it. You got a grandma that's in her 60s and 70s. She going out here with a bodysuit on, boobs sagging soon as you take the bra off, but she got to push her bra on, looking like her cleavage. Let me show you my cleavage. Looking like a whore. Look at what has become of the mothers. Don't call me grandma. Don't call me grandma. Or call me big mama. Or call me fool. But yet, look at this stuff. Just look at it. Look at the music. It's degrading, and we teaching our young women how to be a class of people that have no respect. And then it's gotten to a point now. Don't call me a female dog. You better call me Miss Female Dog. And then someone will put it on their Facebook page, on their TikTok, and some will put it on their tags. Or they get a chain that said Miss Dog. What is going on with the black culture? This is why we are a laughing stock. This is why we don't get no respect when we go inside the stores. And I know my rights. I know my rights. No, you don't, because half of y'all just going on what people say on social media. Half of y'all don't even know how to spell Constitution. A lot alone looked up Constitution. If you knew what the Constitution states, you won't be saying, "I know my rights." That's why the police treat you any kind of way, because they know you don't know your rights. But you rather walk around, smoke weed, smell like weed, smell smoke weed in the house, smoke weed in the car, smoke weed on your lunch break. Then you want to douse it with a hair full of cologne or perfume. This is why I say, what's wrong with the black culture? Everybody's moving ahead of the black culture, and we are left behind in the rearview mirror. And then you want to hate on somebody that's doing just a little bit more than you. You want to hate on somebody that's progressing in their life, but you mad with them or you want to kill them or take them out because you're not doing that with yourself. So you rather take them out and spend the rest of your life because you don't want to accept responsibility or accountability in your life. You don't want to go out here and get a job, or you want to go out here and be an entrepreneur, but you rather take from somebody else that worked hard for their stuff and got it honestly because you think that's cool. Why you think they allowing this music keep going in the projects? Why you think they keep allowing this music? And then everybody want to be a rapper. Everybody, man. Yeah, I spit them bars. Yeah, man. Hey, I can flow a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Man, give me a beat and ain't talking about nothing. All you talking about is sliding on somebody. And look what all the people that's sliding on people, look where they at. Dead or in jail. Now, when they get up in jail, they get in front of the judge, start crying. Your Honor, I was raised up in a broken home. Your Honor, I didn't know my mom and daddy, Your Honor. I have just raised out here like wolves. I raised myself. and here the judge is looking at you. The judge already got in mind how much time he gonna give you. So you can put on a show. You can sit there and say, I need help. He gonna give you some help. He's gonna put you in prison. So, Mr. Stupid, now according by the law, you killed three people. You had police chasing you. The max that I can give you is 120 years for the crime that you committed. Now you become a free slave in prison. Now you can't act bad in prison because you can act bad in the streets because you can run, you can ride off in the sunset, you can do whatever you want to do. But in prison, you can't run. Now you become somebody Mrs. Stupid. You 15 years old and you throw your whole life away trying to impress someone that don't care nothing about you. Where are those friends at once they, oh man, where everybody at? Where's everybody at? Those same friends that was laughing and giggling with you, throwing up gang signs and doing that. You don't catch on by now. Look what they're doing to Young Thug. Everybody done turned states on him. And that's what your so-called friends gonna do for you. They're gonna tell the judge, hey, you're gonna give me 10 years off, so I don't have to do him but 2 years. Hey, look, he was the ringleader. We did everything according by him. Yeah, he told us to go out and steal cars. He would pay for it. And he told us to go out here to get initially in the gang. We had to go out here and rob or kill somebody to get in the gang. People, what is wrong with the black culture? All we want to know about is fashion. All we want to be when dog chains with fake diamonds in them. Listen at this. I was at Walmart. You work at Walmart, but you got a fake diamond chain on your neck. People, use your brain. Your brain is just withering away because you drinking and smoking your Newports. Your brain is just rotting away while you not putting anything in it. Now all of a sudden, everybody want to get creative once they get locked up. Man, do you know I was a rapper? Man, do you know I was an artist? Do you know I make clothes? Why didn't you show all that talent when you was on the streets? This is why I tell people, don't look at me as the bad guy because I'm talking about it. Only you can evaluate yourself. You have to evaluate yourself to make right decisions in your life because when you make bad decisions, it's consequences with them. Even with good consequences, it's still consequences because even with good consequences, if you're gonna prosper, or with bad consequences, or you're gonna fall in the hole. This is why I'm telling you, people, the black culture, I hear that more now than ever. It is, well, you going to the projects because you can't have something nice. They gonna talk about you. Look what's in the project now. Look what they driving now. Scat Packs. They driving Camaros. They driving Mercedes, the Infinity J, the J the J30. They want to live a good life, but you're still in the projects. You live in an apartment and you pushing a Range Rover. You're in the hood living a pushing a BMW. You're in the hood, but you're pushing a Jaguar. Who are you trying to impress? Are you trying to impress yourself or you trying to impress the people around you. Because when you drive those kind of cars, you become a target. Now somebody want to knock your head off your shoulders because they think you just got a little bit money. This is what I'm saying, people. You got to understand what's going on. People are not paying attention. People continue want to do what they want to do, but they don't want to live up to their consequences. They feel though in their mind that their consequences is not going to come back and bite them in the backside. We as human beings got to understand something. We're going to die. It all depends how you die. You can die with somebody forcefully taking your life, or you can die by natural causes. Today, young kids are dying. It's a badge of honor to die early because you want to be on a T-shirt. Someone gonna have champagne bottles where you died at with roses and teddy bears. This is what's going on in the project. But yet, life still goes on. Somebody gonna get shot tomorrow. They're gonna be doing it. It's a cycle. It's gonna happen over and over and over. Nobody cares. They only worship you when you're dead in the project. I want to say, I want to pour a little liquor out for my home dog, Dum Dum. I just want to say, Dum Dum was a good man, but Dum Dum was the same person robbing people, but yet he was a good man. Look at the stuff that people are doing now. They condoning this dumb stuff that's going on, but yet you say that I don't know what I'm talking about, but yet you say I'm a fool for talking like this. This conversation. Look, I I congratulate anybody that got a podcast. I do. But let me explain something to you. Having a podcast is supposed to be used for reaching people with positivity. People are building podcasts the only building for negativity and popularity and for numbers. I don't care about none of that stuff. All I care about is getting this message out to the people. All I care about is somebody hearing this and want to make a change in their life. I'm not here for no views. I'm not here for no likes. I'm not here for none of that. All I just want people to get their life together because we all gonna die and we all gonna meet our maker. So this is what I'm saying. And I know I've said a lot. Some of y'all can't digest it. And I'm not shoving no steak down your throat. I want you to cut the steak up. Go back and listen to this podcast. Just go back. Don't look at how I'm saying it. Look at the words that are coming out my mouth. I care for my black people, but you got to care for yourself. You got to have love for yourself. Don't get no BBLs. You cannot listen to your mama or your daddy, your sister or your brother or your cousin or your auntie or your nephew or your niece. You got to have love for who you are. If you got big lips, love your lips. Love for who you are. If you got a big nose, love you. That's the way God made you. And you got the men of today wearing fake wigs and pocketbooks and all this stuff. What is going on with society? They don't call it uh, a purse. They call it a man bag. It's a purse to me when I see it. When I see it, it's a purse. Then they got the earrings in it. Look at society. Society said this stuff is all right. Then when an oddball like me come along, man, he just talking. Man, he don't know what he talking about. And that nigga goofball because I'm not going with what you're doing. When I was young, I was doing that dumb stuff. As you get older, some type of wisdom sits in and say, I want to do the right thing. I'm tired of lying to people. I'm tired of beating people. I'm tired of killing people. I'm tired of doing all this. I'm tired of drinking. I'm tired of sex. I'm tired of all this stuff. There comes a time in life where you get tired of it. And some of us don't care. We would go to our grave being an alcoholic. We would go to our grave being a murderer. But he died like a soldier. This is what I'm saying, people. Black people. I'm mainly talking to my black folks. How can you say that you love yourself when you continue to abuse your body? How can you say you love yourself when you continue to attack your body with all kinds of diseases? When you go sleep out with different women and different men, you are attaching yourself to this person's spirit. And I believe in that because one day you can be at home chilling and you wonder why you frustrated and mad for no reason. Have you ever felt like that? Like, man, I'm mad, but I don't know what I'm mad for. I'm telling you, you better see who you're laying with because some of these women, they got VD, they got herpes, they got crabs, gonorrhea, and their pH balance is off. But yet you got your face stuck down there like, man, I love her. You come back, you ain't got no lips because you done ate something. All this bacteria done got in your mouth, and you sitting up here eating a woman's kitty cat, and she have not dushed in 20 years. She have not even wiped the lips clean. Then some of you women don't even know how to wash properly. Oh, here go that conversation they don't like having. Just to put a information out there, this to the women. You're not supposed to use perfume when you're washing your cat. You're not supposed to wash your kitty cat with perfume. I'm telling you, it's a lot of women out here supposed to be teaching our young kids. You got kids that's 12, 13, 14, 15, don't even know how to wash themselves properly. This is where the mothers come in and show the young kids or show the young women how to wash their body. You got some women wiping themselves from front to back, and you wonder why you got a disease. This is the stuff that needs to be taught to our young kids. Instead of teaching them, encourage them how to party, go out half naked. We need to teach them the basics. They do not have the basics of life. They do not have the basics. And the basics is teaching them how to take care of your hygiene. Hygiene is more important than a glass of water because if your hygiene is not taken care of, how you gonna know that the proper way to do it? We encourage our kids to have a baby. We encourage our kids to get on food stamps. We encourage our kids to do everything but the right thing. We teach them to do the wrong thing. But yet then when they get older, they start making dumb decisions. Now you get mad with them. Then they're gonna come back and say, Mama, you never taught me this stuff. Women, grab your child by the hand, show them, guide them, lead them to a way that they can have more respect for themselves. Because everybody out here now is being copycats. No young child out here is organic, original. Everybody wearing the same hairstyle. Everybody's doing the same clothes. Everybody's doing the same thing. Parents, teach your kids how to love who they are. If your child is a nerd, groom that child. caress that child, to show that child, hey, just because people say you're a nerd, you embrace that because that's going to take you a long way. That's going to take you a long way. And then when I was little, I read a story where it was a rabbit and a turtle. I think that was it. And the rabbit thought the race was always given to the fastest person, but the turtle say no. The turtle still walking slow, but the rabbit's running circles around this turtle. But the turtle is on his pace. The turtle is on his path. And the goal is the turtle knew that I'm gonna get to my destination one day. I'm not in no rush because if you want something, you're going to take your time to get it. Anything that's rushed or given to you, you're going to lose it within 2 or 3 days later. This is what I'm telling you. People teach our kids to accept who they are. Some of these kids are not made to be a gangster, but yet they see our uncles, our cousins, they want to portray this image. That's how I got caught up in the streets. I can't blame my mama, my grandmother, my grandfather. That's something that I wanted to do because I saw my friends wearing the nicest clothes, and I knew my grandmother, she could do only best she could. But I knew I wanted something better. That street life got attached to me quicker than a magnet can get attached to metal. Because when I sold my first crack and I got that first $50, it taught me, hey, this how this street life is. And I'm telling you from experience, we need to tell our kids about our experience. If you was a crackhead or recovering crackhead, you need to tell your kids this. That's the only way they gonna learn about how life really is. If they come growing up and see their parents wealthy and all that, but you have not told your child how to get to or have the patience to get to what you need to go, they gonna think it's fast. That's how my life got turned upside down. I got caught up in that street life. And this is the conversation we do not like having. We do not like having these conversations. That street life is not for you. Some of us think it's fast. Some of us think because we getting that bread. No, let me tell you, that street life will have you turn against your own mama. This is why I'm telling you. When I sing, I can make. I'm gonna tell you something about me. When I was in that street life, that's I knew the value of a dollar. When I was in the streets, I used to save my money. I never used to spend my money. I spend it every now I splurge every now and then, but I knew this one gonna last forever, and I knew that this street life is gonna come to an end. But I always saved my money. I never ever bought no fancy stuff. I saved. That's why today I knew I could save $1 today because I've learned the value of that dollar. And to have something is not in the streets because that's gonna go away. Because you gotta understand, our parents taught us the wrong way. And in each generation, you have to learn from the generation ahead of you, learn from their mistakes. And this is what is hidden. Parents, the generation before us don't want to share their faults. All they want you to see is their gain. They don't want to talk about losses. They don't want to talk about that. When I was in that street life, it got me what I wanted. It got me the crowd that I was attracted to. It got me to a place to where I thought I was untouchable because I hung around with all the people. It taught me that who my friends really was when I got locked up. And when I got locked up, let me tell you something. It's lonely in there by yourself. And this what these young kids needs to hear. They learn that once they get locked up, that it's lonely. When I was in that cell, I'm gonna tell you something. When I was in that prison cell, the size of a closet, sharing a bunk bed, sharing a small bathroom with a person. When this person take a dump, I gotta hear. When that poop hit that water, I gotta hear that because my bunk bed was right beside the toilet. This what these young kids need to hear how it is in prison for real. Ain't all about the glamorous life, the glow. You gotta tell them about the grunt, the dirt, the filth. Prison life is not where you want to be. Let me tell you something. When I was in, I experienced more stuff that I saw in prison than I saw on the streets. And when I talk about my past, I thank God for bringing me where I'm at today because that taught me I could have been dead sleeping in my grave right now, but God saw fit. I'm a, he's gonna get locked up. I'm gonna put him in here so he can learn the tactics of society. When you in prison and you don't have no canteen, you don't have nobody to send you nothing. Where was all those people that when I got locked up? He was out there when I got locked up on Georgia and Irving Street. They was out there. Everybody, my grandmother sitting on the front when I got locked up. And I looked at her. All she could do is hold her head down. But she kept warning me, Ronnie, get out those streets. Ronnie, those streets is not for you. Ronnie, those streets is gonna kill you. Ronnie, get out of those streets. But no, I wanted this because I had the people around me to make me feel like I'm inferior, like I cannot be stopped. When fourth district ran down on me with their guns drawn, I said, whoa, it was about 20 cars out there for me. And everybody eyesight that was cool. That was the thing. Ronnie got locked up, all these police cars out here, man. I'm telling you, that was dope. When I got locked up, let me tell you, it was cold. It was cold. And now I brought the burden on my family as far as my grandmother and my sisters when they was alive. I put the burden on them to tell them to put money in my canteen. Now they got to readjust their life to me, accepting my phone calls, sending me a care package, sending me money to put in my canteen. This is what I'm telling you. These young kids of today, this is the stuff they need to hear. I'm telling you, once they realize how it really is, a lot of them would change their minds. But we so arrogant and cocky, worried about nobody else but our child. What happened to the black community to where our community came together? Now we're so more far apart than the countries are. And when they put me in that cold cell, I didn't have nobody around me. All I heard was clank, clank, clank. All I was hearing was doors closed. When I was in this cell, when I could have been in the cell with a mass murderer, I could have been in a cell with some a rapist. I could have been in a cell with anybody. Because once they put you in jail, you don't know what this person has a charge for. This is what I'm telling our young kids need to hear. They need to hear this stuff. And when I went in there, you gotta have count time where they count you every night. And let me tell you, the danger came when they turned them lights off at night. That's where the danger came. You heard more hollering than cheering. People was getting raped left and right. I'm telling you, people was getting murdered in the shower. Like in prison, they have shakes where they take anything to make a shake. I'm telling you, they would take paper, let it dry out, balls of paper, shape it to where they want to mold it to into a knife. Y'all don't realize hard paper can kill you quicker than a knife will. I'm telling you, when they put me in that cold cell, I was scared to death. You know why? Because it was my first time getting locked up. I didn't know anybody. I was out of my element. I was scared, but I could not show that I was scared. I had to show that my stone face. If not, it was like wolves on a piece of meat. And as a man, you know your fears. Some of us walk around as tough, saying that we're not scared of nothing. We know our fears. We know. But that day when I was in prison, I was scared to death because I was out of my element. And then when I got down in Lawton, they shipped me to Youth Center 1. They closed Lawton now, but they shipped me down to Youth Center 1. I, then, but let me tell you something. You might think it's comfortable in jail, but it's not. When I went down Youth Center 1, I knew all the people down there. I was locked out with everybody I knew down there then. Then my confidence got back up because I knew I was in a safe zone because I knew everybody that was in the streets. They was here. But then things started got real for me because the jail is only the holding place until you get sentenced. Let me tell you something. When they shipped me to the feds, when they shipped me to Sneeville, Tennessee. Now, let me tell you, some of y'all can go look on the map. Sneeville is a small, it's like, don't you know how the Andy Griffin show or in the heat of the night, the sheriff ran everything down there. And let me tell you something. They had to separate us from the black from the white because of the race and tension, because we was in a small town where they'll come up and say you was missing because you tried to escape. This how I knew that black people can come together. Because let me tell you something. When they shipped a lot of us to Sneeville, Tennessee to the feds, let me tell you something. We stuck together. And when we heard that door open, because we heard the click, the keys hitting on that door, we all stood attention because they would kill you and say that you tried to escape. But let me tell you, these young kids of today need to hear these horror stories. Like we grew up on Freddy Krueger, we grew up on Jason. That fear. Today, young kids don't have no fear. And I know I went off topic, but I was not meant to talk about this. But it needs to be talked about. Today, kids don't have no fear because society is telling them everything you do is okay. But they don't tell you once you get in this jail system, you are mocked for life. They take your freedom away, they take your rights away, they take everything away from you that you supposed to have on the outside. When they take stuff from you, you're gonna feel lost. You're gonna feel hurt. And let me tell you something. If you do not, and I'm gonna repeat this, if you do not have anybody in your corner, yeah, you can get a job. When down low, you can get a job working in the kitchen. Uh, you can work in the office. You can, work stuff to get money in your canteen. But let me tell you something. If you do not have no family support, no wife support, no friend support, you coming somebody faggot. You're coming to someone's female. Because let me tell you why. Because now it's called survival in prison. If you don't have that outside help, you'll become the pimp whore in prison. You're going to be holding that man's belt buckle everywhere that man goes. And this is the stuff that's going on in prison today. This is why the young kids don't know how to handle that prison life. So what they do, they come scared or they check in the PC because nobody on the outskirts told them how it really is in prison. In prison life is nothing to play with. Nothing. When you become somebody's little slut or prostitute in prison, they're gonna sell you for a pack of cigarettes. And cigarettes in prison is like real money. Individual cigarettes is like real money. They would sell you for their dinner tray. So God forbid they're having chicken that night. You're gonna be cock-a-doing on somebody's cock. You're gonna be caw. Someone is gonna turn you out. Someone's gonna make you their prostitute that night. And you cannot fight it because I'm gonna tell you, if you fight, they're gonna stick that blade up in you to where either you're gonna make it out of the dorm or you better hope and pray that you make it to PC. I'm telling you, this is the stuff that young kids need to hear today. This is why they can go around, take somebody's stuff. This is why they can go and rob people. This is why because there's no consequences, because nobody is telling them it's consequences in your actions. And here these dumb parents are grieving with their kids. They are allowing their kids to run amok in their house. They're allowing their 17-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old smoke weed in their house, bring their friends over, and here to you at work. And they smoking weed in your house, and you tell don't have nobody in your house. This my house too. You can't tell me nothing. Okay, you're right, Johnny. You're right, Billy. You're right, Michael. I can't tell you. You're right. You got parents are scared of their kids. You are more damaging to a parent than a crackhead is. Because you know why? It's because you got the common sense to change that narrative. A crackhead don't. Because a crackhead only gonna think about smoking crack. You're not gonna think about nothing else but smoking that crack. But as a conscious parent, something that you birthed, something that you created, something you molded into the person that is here today, a rotten, spoiled child. Who do you blame? You or that child? Because accountability got to come from somewhere. Somebody got to say, look, enough is enough. When you gonna stop it? When you gonna say, look, we can't keep living like this. We can't keep doing this. It's gonna be changes. I want you to understand, children of the corn, get your life right. Don't call on God when you got facing 120 years. Because he don't turn this ear off on you. He don't turn his back on you because you had enough time to serve him. I'm gonna pray. Pray what? Pray that he don't become somebody's prostitute in prison. because that's where he headed. Look at our parents. They allow the kids to walk around with nappy hair. Look at our culture, so-called culture. They let these kids walk around. They want to express themselves because they see these celebrity rappers wearing all these crazy hairdos, and your child want to be walking around like that. I'm cool. I'm cool, looking like a first class clown. But yet you sit up here and condone the dumbness they. I thank God some of them are starting to pull their pants up. Thank God. Whew. Now they went from pulling their pants up to looking like who cares? Half of them don't wash their hygiene. Half of them don't even wash their face. Don't even brush their teeth. Don't even wash. If you don't wash your hair or comb your hair, that already telling you you're not keeping up with your hygiene. Your hygiene is just in the toilet. Probably had on the same stinking drawers you had on 2 weeks ago. And the women just the young girls are just worse as the boys. You're not a man because of your anatomy. You're not a woman just because you got a little hair on your kitty cat or you growing boobies. That don't make you no woman. Our women, what have you become? You on the internet shaking your backside. You walking around half naked. You walking around with tattoos all on your body. And you think a man gonna want you? You got tattoos on your face. Why? Because you see these celebrity rappers doing it. Just look at. Do you see Cardi B with tattoos on her face? Do you see Lil Kim with tattoos on her face? Do you see that chick that sing doo doo song on her face? She probably do. She probably got them on her face. But just look at this stuff. Just look how they destroying the black culture. And we accept anything they throw us. They accept trash, we eat the trash. We are homeless to the celebrities. We are picking up their dumb habits. We talk with the half of them talk can't even speak proper English. And these rappers like this guy Baby and what's that little young dude that got a baby by Floyd Mayweather's daughter? Young boy, this Bama be rapping, you don't know what he said. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like he got a cotton balls in his mouth. Come on, people. Hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself to the fire. When you die, you're gonna die by yourself. When you go to prison, you're gonna be by yourself. I'm telling you, find you. Find out who you are. Find out what you're gonna do with your life. Instead of you trying to be a fake rapper. Some of y'all can't rap. Just being honest. Some of y'all can't even sing. Half of y'all can't. Y'all should have just been swallowed. That's just the truth of it. Because some of y'all just gonna do what y'all want to do. Some of y'all just gonna, ain't gonna want to listen. Some of y'all just gonna say, "Man, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Can't nobody tell me nothing." Even half of them on the job ain't rebelling. Man, I ain't listening to that. I ain't doing that. Man, go move those pallets. Man, I ain't moving that. Nah, I ain't doing that. It's no accountability. None at all. I just want to say thank y'all for listening. Because I know y'all gonna eat me up in the comments. I know you are. But it's okay. I'm like, I got nothing but love for you, baby. That's all I got for you. I can't do nothing else because you got to make your own decision in life. This is your life. You are being held accountable for your life. If you want to be a bum in your life, then be a bum. Be the best bum that you can be. If you're gonna be a baby maker, I'm not even gonna tell you be the best baby maker you can be because that's just foolish. But don't forget, I want to say thank you guys for allowing me to come into your ears one more time. And also, I want to say Thank you to all my supporters. I really love you. I just want to say thank you all so much. Yeah, it's not going unnoticed at all. And to my haters, I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, baby. Thank y'all for listening so much. Woo.